Ladies and gentlemen, filmmakers and moviegoers alike, hope I wasn't in frame. Welcome to Critically Casual. I'm your host, Srekcuf5. Joining me, as always, is the amazing Dorkydev. Dev, how are you?
All right. Did you read? Oh, you did retweet. Okay.
Did retweet.
Listen, I didn't see it, so I was just trying to find it to like it.
I tweeted and I retweeted, and now we're here.
Cool. We are.
Good time. Best of times. It was the worst of time. I don't know. Now I'm just making up bullshit. How are you today?
All
I'm
right.
a little tired. Apparently, my a little tired is also a little loopy.
Oh boy.
We'll see how this goes. I didn't get my 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah. Well, why did you do it? Like, it's a good thing, but like, dude,
I didn't expect it was going to take that long.
you know how much detail you put into that?
Yeah.
You did that all by hand, pretty much. You like.
The only thing that's like the easiest thing out of all of that, out of the logo for today, was the freaking the words at the bottom, the critically casual, because there's no detail in there. It's just thrown up there. It's blocks. But yeah, literally, yeah. I kept looking at the clock as I was doing it, and I was like, okay, it's midnight. This shouldn't take me too much longer. I've got the background done. And then I look at the clock again. It's 1:00. It's like, oh, I wanted to be to bed right about now. Oh, okay. Well, I'm more than halfway done. We got this. Then 2:00 rolls around. I'm like, shit. I still have like 3 more things I need to put on here. Oh, it was a good time. And you could, I think it's a pretty accurate representation of Andy's room as well.
I'm not arguing with that. Just saying.
Yeah.
Sleep. You need sleep more than I need sleep.
Apparently. Yeah.
I'm running on like 4 or 5 hours, but like you, on the other hand, you barely fucking run on.
A full night's sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes. It'll be fun. It'll be fine. Fine. Okay. Let's get in here. Let's start talking about this week, which this week, because I'm so clever, I called it Andy's Coming. And we're talking about Toy Story and Lightyear.
Woot.
Woot woot. I always love the stupid questions, too. Because, like, I mean, how many toys in Toy Story are actually... But yeah, we'll get in here. We'll start talking about this stuff. All of them, yes. Every toy. The adult ones. I'm just kidding. All right.
No, okay. Jesus Christ.
So let's get in here. Let's start talking about the first movie for today. It is Toy Story.
Released on November 22nd of 1995 with a budget of $30 million. It opened with $29 million, made 223 million US and Canada, 394 million worldwide. And I could still pretty much recite this movie as it's playing and know exactly what line is about to come up because I have seen this movie. We've talked about it when we did Toy Story 4. And that, I have seen this movie so many times.
Mm-hmm.
Part of me feels like we've reviewed this before, but I can't remember.
I mean, I didn't see it in our folder thing, so.
Yeah, I know. That's the weird part for me. Because I feel like I've said this before. Because when we reviewed, how many years ago was 2019 was Toy Story 4.
Well, let me double check again, but I know it's not in there.
Yeah, I know. I know we've checked it, but I'm just paranoid because I feel like I've said this before that this is one of those movies that I can recite as I'm watching it. Because it's just, it's fucking Toy Story.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I grew up watching this. I had the fucking toys. I was so just in love with this movie and this franchise. It's always been a part of my growing up and my childhood. If you're looking for the exact month, it would have been June. Um,
I was putting something else down actually, but I'll
okay,
double
got it.
check that anyways. I'll see what we did with Toy Story 4
Cool.
at the very least. Let's see here, and then there, and then you said 2019?
2019, June.
April, May, June. What day was it?
Was released, I think the 20th? June 21st.
So we probably did it on the 23rd, which means that once this pop up, we did Cars 2 with Toy Story 4.
I hate you. I forgot we watched that. We watched that movie. I have blocked that entire movie out of my life.
But Tow Mater.
I don't care. I forgot we watched that movie, Steven. And now it's all coming back to me. Fuck you.
Hey, you asked.
I know I did. I'm still blaming you because that was your decision to pair that with that.
It worked.
That was miserable. That was a miserable fucking watch. Fuck. Fuck.
Sacred Agent Tow Mater at your
Oh,
service.
god damn it, man. How did the studio that made Toy Story make that movie?
I mean, everybody loves Larry the Cable Guy.
No, they don't.
I'll tell you what, right there. Shee.
Oh. No.
Yeah. So let's like Toy Story. I love this movie. I mean, a lot of people love this movie. It's fun. It's entertaining. It's cute. Everyone has the same questions that they ask. Like, are all the toys alive? How does this work? How does that work? How does any of this stuff make sense? Blah 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 blah. And honestly, it doesn't really matter. I feel.
No, it doesn't.
Especially
Not
when
for
it's
the story.
Yeah, especially with this movie too, because if I remember right, let me double check. Toy Story. Let's see. Toy Story is the very first computer animated cartoon.
No, Bugs Life came out before Toy Story, didn't it?
Released in 1995, Toy Story was the first computer animated feature film.
For some reason, I always thought Bugs Life was first. Weird.
That came out in 1998. A Bug's Life.
Okay.
3 years
Fair
ago.
enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I can admit when I'm wrong.
Yeah. And really the only thing that's, I would say, wrong with this movie is the people and the pets. Because that's just what CG was at the time. They didn't do people and they didn't do pets. But the toys...
I'm going to say, even for its time, like...
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it's the very first computer animated feature. Like, it was groundbreaking at the time.
Like, I know people shit on how, like, the dog and fucking humans look, but, like, honestly, like, Sid is iconic.
Mm-hmm.
Andy is iconic. Okay? Like,
Yeah.
and yes, they've changed over the years as, like, the new movies and stuff come out. Like, we've seen Andy's design shift as time goes on. But when I think of Andy, I think of this movie.
Mm-hmm.
When I think of Sid, I think of this movie. Not that he shows up in any other movies. Allegedly, maybe he shows up in 3, but it's not 100% confirmed that it's Sid. But like the designs for all the characters in this movie are fucking iconic.
Mm-hmm. And I love, like, the one-liners. It hits you really early with the adult humor, too. Like, literally, the first opening sequence. Hey, I'm a porcelain Bo Peep, and let's roll around in the hay. Let's go, Woody. Ha ha.
Maybe I'll get someone else to watch the sheep tonight.
Yeah. It's like... And then she meets Buzz, and she kind of does like, ooh, now that's a spaceman. Like... It's just, there's a lot of adult humor. Like, Mrs. Potato Head. Like, I've got to have a Mrs. Potato Head.
Or like looking at quotes, here's one that you know. All right, that's enough. Look, we're all very impressed with Andy's new toy. Toy? T-O-Y. Toy. Excuse me. I think the word you're searching for is Space Ranger. The word I'm searching for? I can't say because there's preschool toys present. Like, damn good.
It's fun. It's like I love the dialogue. I mean, and plus just the charisma between the main cast of freaking Tom Hanks and Tim Allen. Like, don't get me wrong, I know some of those people could be considered an asshole.
One of them is an asshole.
Yeah.
Easy to consider. But also, like, iconic voices, like, you got John Ratzenberg as Ham and Don Rickles as Mr. Potato Head. Like, those two fucking destroy and chew up every scene they were in, dude. Like, R.I.P. to Don Rickles. He's fucking fantastic. And, you know, John is John Ratzenberg. He's going to be in every single Pixar movie till the end of time. And, like, he's so fucking good. Except for this one. Was he not in Lightyear? What? Oh, that's shocking.
I feel like you would have
Maybe he wasn't-
recognized him if you heard him, though.
You know, that's what I was thinking about. I was like, I don't remember hearing his voice, actually, so I checked the IMDb. But, like, everyone is so fucking good in their roles in this movie. Like, the cast is iconic. The fucking characters are iconic. The animation is, like, sure, it's aged, but, dude, it's still so good. Like, sometimes some of the facial animation is a little weird. Like, Buzz's face does some weird fucking things sometimes. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. Woody's usually pretty good. It's Buzz when he's doing facial expressions that sometimes gets a little weird. And I'm like,
I mean,
a little off.
just staring at like Buzz when he's standing there, like when he's in toy mode, which some could argue doesn't make sense with the plot of this movie, but like it almost looks like his eyes are going in different directions, even though
Yes.
they're pointed the same direction. But it's like, oh, I'm Buzz Lightyear.
Yes, 100%.
And just more and more stuff. I like I just like the stuff that they did. I love how they push themselves with the stuff. Like, one of my favorite scenes is the freaking the magnifying glass with Sid, where it's like you see him and it's suddenly like they really tried to do stuff. Like they've got interesting textures and like they add weathering and detail to everything. They put a lot of stuff. Like yes, they're still shiny plastic toys, but they worked hard on this and it's good. And the story's fine. I like the setups for the jokes that they have. It's just, I mean, this is an iconic movie. People will be studying this movie for ages, and it's mainly because, like I said, it's the first ever computer animated film. But it's just still fun, and it's still watchable.
Yeah.
I literally put this movie in at the Portrait Studio for kids because it's like I like this movie. And I can handle watching this a million times. So you can watch this movie.
Dude, any of the Toy Stories you can watch a million times.
Mhm.
Like, genuinely.
And
Except for maybe 3, because, dude, like, that emotional scene, I would, you know,
Yeah.
when they think they're going to die.
Yeah. And they just surrender to it. Yeah.
That scene still guts me. And 4 still probably guts me a little bit, too, when Woody makes his decision. But, like, still, man, like, this movie is so fucking iconic. It's so fucking fun. Like, I fucking enjoy it, dude. It's so fun. Like, it's so cool. Like, I can recite it. And it's short. It's not super long. It's got a good run time, you know. And it just, dude, it's fucking Toy Story. I don't know what else to say. It's fucking Toy Story. This movie will forever be
Toy Story. I'm just kidding.
Toy Story. And like, man, this really was my month. Because this is one of my favorite movies of all time.
I was about to say, I hadn't even thought about that. Fuck you. Okay. Wow.
You might be right about something you've commented about earlier this year. Depending on how this year's go.
I mean, literally, like Top Gun Maverick, Jurassic Park, now Toy Story. Even last month, you had 2 10s. Oh,
I can't help it if I like a movie a lot.
Like, I'm looking at every highlighted 10. There's a lot of highlighted 10s under here. And they're
You
all
even
in
had
a
a 10
row.
this year.
Yeah, I've got 110.
Which you haven't had a 10 since 2020.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no, 2021. Did you have one? Yeah, The Matrix. Sorry, I keep forgetting about The
Yeah.
Matrix. You did
But
that.
still, like, it doesn't matter if I have
compared
a 10
to
or not.
last year. Listen, compared to last year, I think I have as many 10s as I did all of last year, which is not a bad thing. Okay, we are just watching some good ass fucking movies this year, and this is one of them. Yes, I'm gonna give this a 10. We don't even have to do the popcorn at the end for me because we already know how many popcorns it's gonna be. With how I'm talking about, it's fucking Toy Story, yo. Like, sure, there's problems with it, but like, this movie is the reason why Disney doesn't do hand animated things anymore, for better or worse. I wish they would. And you know what? Watching some of the trailers, Puss in Boots looks fantastic because it's a new art style. Like, it's kind of cell shady, and it looks fucking dope. And I kind of want us to watch it. I don't want us to go see it, but I want us to go see it. You know what I mean?
I wanted to talk about that with Lightyear too, because, you know, like, I remember the last time we're like, let's watch a kids movie. You're like, I don't want to watch kids movies in theaters anymore. And hey, you know, we watched Lightyear.
They decided to put Lightyear out, man. I can't help myself. I will break these commandments for certain things. That's one of the movies that I have to. It's Lightyear. It's fucking Toy Story related. I couldn't not. It's also got Chris Evans in it. Come on. Like, it's just that movie. Lightyear was made for me. Okay, let's be real. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll get there. Okay. Quick rapid fire, just nitpicks that everyone nitpicks, just because, you know, if we don't talk about it, I feel like we're just neglecting stuff. Why does Buzz freeze when he thinks he's a space ranger and not a toy?
Movie got a movie.
Let's see. Movie got a movie. What, like, how is it? Thankfully, Andy's really ignorant child who doesn't pay attention to things, because if he was, or if he was like me, where everything has a home, and suddenly stuff moved, I'd be really freaked out. Let's see. How is it that in the car chase at the end, nobody notices the toy standing in the back of the U-Haul going like, "Go, Woody! Go! We can make it! Yay!"
Movie got a movie?
Yeah, basically.
Anything you say, all I could say is movie got a movie, because, like, there isn't a reason for it, but, like, movie got a movie.
Here's a question.
You know what?
This is a stupid question, also partially rhetorical, but is this movie endorsing torture? Because if it wasn't for the torture that that Woody and Buzz faced, they never would have been able to figure out that rocket.
I'm sure Woody has seen Sid blow things up with the rocket.
But not specifically the rocket, but how he lit the rocket, you know?
No, I'm pretty sure they have watched him light a rocket before.
Well, no, I mean, like, the way he uses his helmet to refract the light, to light the fuse, to, like...
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not serious here. I just wanted to get a reaction out of you. It endorses torture. There you go. So yeah, I don't know. And my favorite thing too, my absolute favorite thing about the original Toy Stories is the animated blooper reels. I love seeing the characters, like the voice actors make the bloopers, but then the characters are embodied to, like, it's so fun. And I had to watch that.
Yeah.
So I watched that, and gotta say, really nice. And then after watching Toy Story, I went and watched Toy Story 4, because I was like, I just want to see the difference in the quality of the animation. And God, is it night and day. But still.
It's where they started to where they are today, is what this one kind of was.
Yeah. So, yeah, Dev gives it a 10. We already know that. I'm going to give it, with the kids' point, it gets a 9.5.
Fair enough.
Fun.
Yes, on your comment from earlier this month, I believe this month, you saying, "Wow, I think Dev's gonna have a higher score this year than me." Probably.
Yeah. And
I'm
then
okay with that.
let's talk. Let's talk about our next one. Buzz Lightyear of Star Command. I mean, no.
Lightyear,
Yeah.
which came out June 17th of 2022. Wow. Hold on. What year did this come out? When did I say? Oh, no, I said November, didn't I? Toy Story 4 was June. Never mind. Never mind. Sorry, I thought they came out like close to each other. Like same time. Opening weekend made 50 million. That's what it's made gross US and Canada so far. And worldwide it's made 84 million. And you know what I gotta say? This movie was goddamn fun.
I could see it being fun. I was kind of a little underwhelmed, honestly. Like, don't get me wrong, totally a fine movie, and I like this is exactly what I thought it was. Like the movie literally starts with, in 1995, Andy saw a movie that inspired him to get Buzz Lightyear. This is that movie. I was like, this is exactly what I thought. It's the movie that Buzz Lightyear was based off of.
Well, that's not what that's what I said last week.
I know. I wasn't saying you were wrong.
You argued with me on that last week, I thought.
No. Remember, we literally ended the argument with me saying I was agreeing with you, and you're like, "Yeah, we totally 100% agree." Because yeah, I wasn't arguing with you at all, but you saw it as an argument.
Okay, sometimes you start arguments with me.
Yeah.
And sometimes I start arguments with you. Okay.
Yeah.
And sometimes one side doesn't realize, out of both of us, that it's not an argument. Okay. You do it sometimes too.
But still.
But yeah, no, I mean, like, yeah, this is exactly what I thought. And then there's going to be, the Buzz Lightyear cartoon is what the toy is based off of. Because it's similar to like the Ghostbusters cartoon, that it's not like they're separate entities. You know what I mean?
Yes and no. I still literally, because the movie says this is that movie, this is the movie that inspired him to get a Buzz Lightyear. I still think that the cartoon, even though it exists, isn't what got him to get the toy. I think that, even though this is all semantics.
No, but the toy is based off of the cartoon version.
Maybe. Like, I don't know, honestly. It's hard. Like, and honestly, it doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't matter, but that's what I'm saying, because like just because of the like changes in how the character design is, and the voice, because Tim Allen does voice Buzz Lightyear in the original Buzz Lightyear movie, Buzz Lightyear Star Command. And so that's what I'm going off of.
That's your headcanon?
That's my headcanon.
And ultimately, like, I didn't mind this movie. I think a lot of people are kind of misunderstanding this movie in some ways. Because I see the people rating it as like a Toy Story movie. And this, sure, it's tangential to Toy Story, but it's not a Toy Story movie at all. It has nothing to do with Toy Story other than the fact that it's what inspired one of the characters. It's a movie inside the movie world, and it's okay. Like, I thought it was fun. I liked things that I did like. I liked its explanation of like physics and science. Like, it actually kept it realistic and made it so like understandable, and it wasn't like, oh, you kids are stupid and you don't understand relativity. Like, they made it make sense for anyone of any age. So I really appreciate that, and I do kind of like the story that we get, like with the progression of time and like the moral that he learns of like, it just you need to live life rather than, focus on work, I guess, is the kind of the most watered way down I could put it. Like, you need to experience life rather than.
It's also about the fact that like you need to, like, you can't live life being hung up on mistakes.
Yeah.
Is a part of it as well.
Which
is true. You literally can't. If you're hung up on a mistake you made, you won't ever
You won't ever move on. You won't ever.
No. Yeah.
Which is literally what happens in this movie. So it's different. And
I
ultimately,
do gotta say, I love the fucking suit in this. The-
the yeah, I get you.
Like,
I liked how they incorporated the wings. Like that was fun. That was great. I
like
also
every time like things just kind of get added to things, like I'm like, okay, so it makes sense. And then at the end, when certain things happen, I'm like, yo. Also, dude, the twists. I loved the twist on the villain
oh yeah,
because I didn't see that coming.
I didn't either, but I thought that was really fun because I've always figured he was somebody else.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of a certain other movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one that it's compared
Yeah.
to, and the
Yeah.
one that's literally has the sound effects in that movie too. Yeah, but no.
Like, dude, I love all the designs in this movie. Like, I loved the Zerg design. I love the suit designs. The ships are really fucking cool.
Mm.
Um like everything, like the robots are pretty entertaining. Like everything, and the thing is it all feels so Pixar. Like the robots feel like you could pull them straight out of Wally.
I get that. Yeah, like this movie was just a lot of fun, and it looked really good at times. But like I also kind of thought it was very like just middle of the road when it came to like the highs and lows, like the emotional journey. And sorry, my voice is cracking here a little bit. Like it was totally an entertaining movie for sure. And for me, the best part was Socks.
Oh,
Um,
Socks was fantastic.
yeah, by far the best part was Socks. Uh, but I ultimately got to say that I watch this again, and I most likely recommend it to people. It's fun, but to me, it doesn't quite have the same charm as Toy Story.
No, I mean, and it's not going to because Toy Story is Toy Story. I gotta say, the cast though, like the five we get, right? So Chris Evans and Taika Waititi are Marvel connections of the day. You have Kiki Palmer as Izzy, and Peter Son as Socks, and Dale Souls as Darby. All five of them, their synergy when they're all around each other, like Darby and Dale and Tyga are so fucking funny together, like
Mm-hmm.
just bouncing off of each other that entire time. Like, dude, I fucking loved that shit.
I did, and there's your Marvel connection of the week, by the way. Taika Waititi.
Yeah, I said Taika Waititi and Chris Evans are Marvel connections of the day.
Yeah,
Um,
fun times.
Also, like Chris Evans does a fantastic job portraying. I like my opinion too. I like how some of the lines from Toy Story are incorporated into this movie, where it makes sense that it's something that he would say.
Mm-hmm.
And then it makes sense why the toy would say it
Yeah,
because it's something that like was said in the movie, so it's part of who he is. Um, and like it worked. This movie goddamn works, dude.
yeah.
Like I know I'm gonna be a sucker for it because like it does what I would want a movie like this to do. It does nostalgia bait me the shit out of with some of the Lightyear stuff. 100%. I get it. I know it. I'm fine with it. But it also like it is its own story.
Mm-hmm.
Like this isn't a Toy Story.
Not at all.
This is Lightyear. And it owns that. Like it sure like it has stuff that comes from Toy Story. As it should, given that like that is why this exists.
Mm-hmm. In some weird way, it's a prequel, but it's not.
Yeah, but it's not a prequel. It's a separate story that takes place simultaneously, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
And so like which is why my headcanon is like so let's say the like the movie of Toy Story takes place like let's say right before the new school year,
Mm-hmm.
right when he's moving, right? This movie releases at the beginning of summer. The cartoon releases about a month later because it's a hit and they had already started the cartoon in case that it is a hit, right? Because studios do that, right? They start prepping things in case of things working out. Cartoon comes out, kids love it, and they, there's more Lightyear. And then, about, let's say 2 months later, right before the move, right before the new school year, early August, maybe late July is Andy's birthday. We get the Buzz Lightyear toy.
I like how you've kind of timelined this out in your head.
I have, because it makes sense to me. Because that's kind of how this would work. But this, dude, could you imagine watching this movie in '95?
This movie in 1995? Oh yeah, that'd be a big different thing.
Even I was thinking about it. Imagine even a live action. Okay, so for them, this would be a live action movie. Even then, I would have been blown the fuck away because this movie tackles high science shit.
Yeah, there's high science stuff, and there's a lot of moral and political stuff too. I said that part of the story is trying to experience life, and you said part of the story is not being held back by your regrets. And another part of the story is by your mistakes. Another part of the story is about accepting help from other people when you need it. You don't have to do this on your own. Another part of the story is being accepting to others around you, especially your best friend who just happens to be LGBTQ, And
I mean, I wouldn't even have considered that part. That extra part wouldn't have been that. Accepting those around you works because Buzz has that issue.
Yeah, exactly.
But that I feel that the extra part doesn't really matter because
what they are doesn't matter. But the fact that the movie kind of brings that up slightly, and then parts of the audience got offended by it and upset.
See, I can understand more why you're bringing up that.
Yeah,
because I thought you were just bringing it up because that Buzz had to be accepted. No, in my opinion, that isn't even a thing that the movie is tackling.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the thing this movie does is just continue to with that is just normalize.
Yeah, it's exactly how it should be. I feel like the movie handled it perfectly. It's just, oh, how's your wife or your girlfriend? Oh, she's great. That's exactly how it should have been. I love that the fact that there is no relationship either, other than friendship in this movie. That is something I can appreciate.
Yeah, no, and it would have been weird too. Let's be real. If Buzz and Izzy ended up together, that would have been weird. Okay, because that's his best friend's granddaughter. And I know he hasn't aged much.
Yeah, he's aged all of probably 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Not exactly what I was thinking.
Because each trip takes 4 minutes, and he does a trip every day. At least every day for him.
They're on the 5th. Yeah, you know what? It would probably be that because they got to the 15th version of the ship. So about 15 times 4 is 60. Yeah, no, that's right. And then another 22 on that last. Well, that last trip adds another 22.
Yeah, what I thought that was cool too. Voice crack in there. The fact that once he actually hit hyperspeed, that time the dilation changed even further because he's going even faster. I was like, that's awesome. They actually made this stuff make sense scientifically.
Yeah, it worked. That the high science of time dilation and shit like that was so easily explained in this movie. It's a concept I've understood because I'm a nerd, so it's time dilation is a thing you deal with in comic books occasionally, or in science movies and shit like that, and sometimes it's very convolutedly explained. But best way to put it is that it's the Doppler effect, but for time.
That's a decent way to put it.
Because time scrunches in front of you, sort of like how sound scrunches in front of you. So behind you, it's further spread out.
And
sense. The further spread out is everyone else's time. So, like the movie says, 4 minutes for him was 4 years for them. Works perfect. Makes perfect sense from the get-go. You're like, okay, I get the concept. Socks is adorable as well. God damn it.
Which
I bought you 5 minutes.
yeah, I was about to say that's actually one of the things I'm curious about because I want like it doesn't matter. It was funny, it was cute, but like the second time that happens, I was like, did he make another dart? And I'll explain why when we get there. It's a nitpick for sure.
He just has more than one.
Does he? I just can't.
Yes.
I know.
Come on. This is an easy explanation there.
Uh-huh.
There's more than one.
Yeah, I know. There's options. There's really a lot of options. They don't explain. I'm just kidding.
Also, I really love the design of Buzz in this. Like, I like the design that the purple thing that everyone's like, oh, that's his hand. Is just like a covering because he's
yeah.
an astronaut. So like they wear coverings. Duh, that makes perfect sense. Because even the Lightyear show, never really had him take that off.
Mm-hmm.
It was just on his head at all points.
But we actually get to see hair.
Yeah, fair, I guess. It was one of those things where I'm like, okay, like, you know, in the other shows, like I never really thought about it, and then this one, I'm like, yeah, you know what? That's exactly how I would envision he looks without that thing on his head,
Yeah.
like 100%. I like how the suit has things that it does. I like the other suit designs that we get. How they're similar to the Ranger suit, but they're different. How like you got the Zaps suits. Zurg's fucking armor is goddamn dopely designed.
Mm-hmm.
Like shit. And the fact that the cannon like has similar sounding noise to the bo, 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 that the ball version does on the fucking Toy Story 2.
Mm-hmm.
And like it makes perfect sense why he would shoot that in Toy Story 2 if it's a toy kind of designed off of that. Like, dude, all makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Great.
Yeah.
Like
Loved it.
they definitely thought everything out. Though this movie makes me a little worried about like future trends because like we're running out of like original movie ideas in our world. So we're going to take movies from within other movies to make them. Like I'm half expecting in about 2 years, depending on how well they thought this went, which honestly, this is going pretty well in theaters. Like the reviews are meh for the most part, but they're making a decent amount of money at the box office. And so I kind of see them in the future making Woody's Roundup for Disney Plus. And then they'll have another show.
I would be so fine with Woody's Roundup on Disney Plus.
Or yeah, then they'll go to like some other franchise and like let's make this movie from whatever. And let's do it. Like that I'm worried that that's going to be the trend here in the next couple of years.
I mean, I don't think it's gonna be a trend. This makes sense because, like, you know, it's just a story based, like, why Buzz Lightyear exists, and Woody's Roundup would make sense as a Disney Plus show because, like, you could do quick serialized 15-minute episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Quick, easy, done. The everything, because I don't think that we would really be able to do that. I don't really see that being a trend because you would have to like look at movie posters in the background of every movie.
Mm-hmm. I mean, how else are we going to get our ideas?
I see. Okay, you know, I hate that. Okay, I really do hate that comment. Okay, because like everyone always says, there's never been original idea. There's no more original ideas, dude. Every story comes from a story.
Yeah.
Okay. Like even the original stories are not original.
No.
Okay.
They're some other.
They're
story.
retellies of some other story. Okay, in their own way. And I really hate that we keep going on about like, and I hate all the fucking elitist Hollywood bullshitters out there who keep saying that we're out of original ideas. No, we're not out of original ideas. Original ideas are stories that we just tell. Okay. Anyone can come up with a quote unquote original idea that isn't an original idea because we've heard the story before. We've either lived it or we've had it happen, or we've seen it before, and we're just telling it in our own light, in our own way. Like when I was a kid, I was going to write a book, um, at one point, which is going to be a fantasy novel, and it was heavily inspired by Aragon and Lord of the Rings,
Mm-hmm.
both those properties. Which, by the way, Aragon is heavily inspired by Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
So, is that an original story, or is it not?
That's a good question. I mean, I get what you're getting at there. I do, but
I hate that phrase.
I get you. Yeah. See, the way I was always told is there's never been an original story, but the way you make it original is how many things you draw from. Like, if you draw from one thing, it's a direct comparison to that one thing. But if you draw from 3 things, then it's an original idea.
It's so dumb. Because,
Yeah.
like, for me personally, Marvel movies are original stories. Okay? Because they are not the version of the story that it came from, necessarily. Like, Civil War in MCU is not Civil War in the comics. Sure, there are similarities and inspirations for it, and some of the shots are directly from the comic. Yes, which is good, in my opinion, because, like, that's what it's inspired by. But, like, that isn't 100% original story to the MCU that could only happen in the MCU. That would not happen in the comics version. So, in my opinion, that's an original story.
I can give you that. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
So that's why I hate there's not an original story. Sure, there might not be original IPs all the time, because we have a shitload of IPs that can still tell stories. That you could trust to watch the movie and be like, okay, I know this franchise is consistently making decent movies. I can trust and watch it to know I'm going to enjoy myself. That's what I look at Marvel as shit I can trust is going to be at the very least enjoyable for me. Is it always going to be the best? No, but I'm going to enjoy myself. And for me, and it's going to tell original stories with characters I like. Like, would we have ever, like, No Way Home is an original story. I guess. It's just, for me, I hate that phrase because I feel like it takes away from what someone else has created. Even if the IP isn't originally theirs, someone has taken the time to craft a story for that character that is original to that character and to that creator. That's my opinion on it. Okay. Sorry. Not to get tangented on it. It's just, it's a phrase that always bugs me.
Yeah. I mean,
people say it.
I'm going to play devil's advocate a little bit, not to, like, infuriate you here. But, like, part of the reason why people say, like, sure, you say because they have adapted the story in their own interesting way, it makes it an original story.
No, not always adapted. So a lot of times it's purely original. Like, it's not necessarily an adaptation. It's like they take parts of, but it's like an original story.
Yes. I get that. Sorry for the semantics that I got wrong. One word, but still. Part of the reason why people say that Marvel movies aren't original is because of how they're considered formulaic and their approach to, like, the conflict, the resolution, who they fight, the emotional highs and lows. Like, a lot of people would say they aren't original because they have the same grid work.
My point to that is that, like, and I've said this before, is that, like, sure, there might be similarities and they might have certain things that, like, they try to hit certain beats, but, like, each one of the Marvel movies are uniquely to that character. Like, the story of Ant-Man would not work if you put Thor in it. That's how I'll put that. Like, each one of those stories is crafted to the character, not to the formula. Like, it wouldn't work if it was to the formula every time. Because if we did that, then it would be the same movie every time. And we wouldn't have a fucking list. You know what I mean? Where we would be like, hey, where do we put fucking the Eternals on this 30 movie list, right?
Hmm. It's fun.
'Cause
It's funny you bring up Eternals. I'm literally reading an article as you're talking, and it's like, in effort to individualize each movie, the franchise may make its changes. For instance, Eternals.
well, I mean, it's just like like to say that like Captain America Civil War and Captain America Winter Soldier have the same formula is really fucking stupid to me. Cuz like those are very different movies and one is a direct sequel to the other.
Hmm.
Like they're very different stories. Even Guardians and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Like they're different movies. They have different beats. They have different formulas to them. They have different things that they're tackling in them. You know?
Yeah, let me read you. This is from the sciencesurvey.com. Marvel movies are largely structured around the same plot, filled with the classic literary archetype. A lost, relatable hero fights a villain that aims to bring destruction to the world. Take the debut of Iron Man and Iron Man, blah, 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 and then compare that directly to Black Widow, where she's a former assassin who's trying to take over an evil villain who's taken over the world. And there's more here, but you kind of get the point with what I just said.
I get what they're trying to say, but like, I don't think that works for all of Marvel. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like to say that, then you could say that any fucking movie that has a hero and villain is the same. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's so fucking rudimentary and so fucking boiled down that it takes out everything else that makes that story its story.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could compare that. You could compare a Marvel movie to fucking Lightyear with that fucking argument.
I mean, I was planning on it once we got the spoilers, actually.
Which is, in my opinion, is stupid. Because, like, they're their own stories with their own, like, reasons for telling their story. You know what I mean? Like, their characters have their own motivations. They're not the same motivations as the other characters. Like, I can't just, like, to do a direct comparison, I can't put Captain America from Captain America 1 into Lightyear and have the story be the same. They're both played by Chris Evans, though.
But you could put Captain America from Captain America 2 into Lightyear, probably.
No!
Probably.
No!
I mean, I see it.
Where?
So what was it? How do I describe Captain America? Captain America 2 is a guy trying to relive his and correct his past mistakes against a guy who has his exact same superpowers.
That is so I hate how rudimentary that is, okay?
Yeah, I hear
Because you
ya.
literally take everything else out of the movie to boil it down to 2 points. But that is not how you fucking watch a movie, though. Do you watch a movie and just take away 2 points from it? Or do you watch a movie and enjoy the action, the shots, the fucking cinematography, the goddamn fucking the soundtrack, the characters interacting with each other, like the story, the acting, the set design, like everything else that goes into a movie is taken out to give it to 2 points. And I fucking hate that.
Yeah, but
I know it's not. I know you're trying to play devil's advocate.
Yeah.
And I'm getting heated.
Yeah.
I'm getting heated at the argument, not at you. I fucking hate how rudimentary that is.
Yeah.
Because then you could take any fucking movie and do that.
Yeah, because they're not talking about like every single thing. They're not talking about the sets or the costume designs or the characters. They're talking about the plot and the storyline and how it goes
but then
from A to B.
you're boiling down everything else that happens in the plot. Fucking Captain America Winter Soldier is a almost spy movie. An espionage movie. Buzz Lightyear is a sci-fi movie. You cannot put Chris Evans, Captain America from Winter Soldier into this movie and have it be the same. Just because he's trying to correct a mistake. That is such a stupid fucking... Because, like, also in that movie, Captain America Steve is not hung up on a mistake that entire movie. What's happened is that a person from his past that he thought was dead has shown up suddenly in his life again. And he has to come to terms with the fact that he has to fight his best friend who is no longer who he was. And he doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to hurt his best friend. It's not a mistake that Chris Evans in that movie is dealing with like he is in this one.
All right, I can give you that. Yeah.
That's why. Like, they're very separate movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to boil the plot down to 2 points, you miss so much more detail in that. Because, like, in that movie, what Chris Evans, like, what Captain America is dealing with is the fact that, like, he can't trust the organization he's a part of, that he's partially credited for creating, in a sense, because he was part of the original SSR, which forms into SHIELD.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if he didn't do what he did in the SSR, SHIELD doesn't happen because Peggy doesn't join SHIELD, and then SHIELD doesn't become fucking goddamn SHIELD.
Mm-hmm.
An organization that the person he loved helped create, that is supposed to do good. Sorry.
No worries. I get it. My throat's getting a little dried out too.
Ugh. Like,
but you could argue that with this movie, Buzz creates the Space Rangers. Yeah, I'm just kidding.
but at different points.
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy with what we've discussed at this point. If you want to move into spoilers.
It too. I'm fine with moving into spoilers. I just, personal opinion, I really hate the rudimentary bullshit argument, because, like, you take, like, when people do, like, there's no original stories, or the fucking, that, all the Marvel movies are the same.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you miss so much trying to boil them down to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
You miss so much that makes those stories so enjoyable and so unique to each other. Like, Shang-Chi is not the same as Iron Man.
People actually argue Shang-Chi is one of the worst ones because they had a really interesting idea in the beginning, and then they devolved it into the stereotypical Marvel ending with, like, the giant monster that will destroy the world, even though originally the story was about a family who having troubles and a really tight-knit, like, close-up action kind of movie.
Oh, I mean, we criticized that too, but, like, they're not the same movie. You know what I mean? That's what I'm getting at. Like, in my opinion, none of the Marvel movies are the same. Like, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
So, like, for me, Lightyear is a genuinely original story. Sure, it's created from an IP that we know and love and trust. That doesn't mean that this isn't an original story.
I can give you that, yeah.
I rest my case.
There we go.
On the argument of we don't have original stories.
Has the jury reached a verdict? Chat, are you here?
It's just how I feel about this shit. It's just like, I don't know. I'm really tired of that fucking conversation where it's just, it feels like it misses the point of what, like, a story is. You know what I mean? For me, like, you could tell a fantastic story without it having to be, like, all from, like, just off the fucking, like, cuff. You know what I mean?
Here we go. So here's a fun little thing I like to look up. Everyone knows the story of Hamlet, right? Where he's a man and he does the thing and yada blah 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 blah. And they forget that Hamlet is based off of a story that the Northman was based off of. But then other people will take the Hamlet story and adapt that. So we have, like, Ophelia. We have To Be or Not to Be. We have the Bad... Yeah, we have Lion King. We have the Dead Fathers Club. We have Nutshell. We have... what's this one? Here's a German book. Rauschenschatz and Gildersteins are dead. Like, let's see. And then there's other things. There's Something Rotten. There's a million stories all based off of other stories.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. According to Wikipedia, over the last 120 years, there have been 50 different adaptations of the Hamlet story. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay. So I guess we're gonna head into spoilers. You got your
Yes.
popcorn kernels, Dev. How many are you gonna give it?
I was going to give you yours first, I thought.
Oh, that's a good point. I just wanted to move on. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
So I think this movie is totally fine. We decided PG doesn't get the kids point, right? Just the G.
No, it's P. I think PG does. Because, like, I think it was PG and G, the kid point. Because, like, those are more targeted towards kids.
Yeah.
Because PG-13 was teens and up.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, so with this movie, for me, the biggest thing is it doesn't have quite as much charm and charisma as like the Toy Story movies. Even though it's still a good movie and I like the science behind it and I like the animation, I'm gonna give this movie with the kids point an 8.5.
I'm giving it a 9.5 with the kids point.
Okay.
So puts it a solid 9.
You seemed disappointed there for a second.
I forgot I was giving a kids point. Forgot for a second. I went, oh, did I accidentally give it a 10? No. Cool.
Oh.
That would have been a kid point 10, which is different than a regular 10.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Just a little.
Sometimes it's unintentional. So, but yeah. It's a 9 from us then. I genuinely I did enjoy this movie. Like I look forward to the future if they continue this story.
Mhm. We're gonna get Lightyear 2.
Light harder. Let's get ready to spoil!
No, Lightyear 2 is gonna be Light Leap Year.
Okay. Did you stay for all 3 post credits?
3 post credits.
There was one after the Pixar logo.
I did not see the one after the Pixar logo.
It's Zurg's eyes lighting up.
Oh, okay, so he's still alive. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
I did not see that twist coming.
Yeah, the Zurg twist where it's just a 50-year-older Buzz Lightyear or something.
But it makes perfect sense.
It does, and it doesn't simultaneously. I love it.
Berserk.
Berserk. The robots can't say Buzz, so it becomes Berserk. Zurg.
Zurg.
You just call him Zurg. I like how he makes the Z his logo because the robots can't pronounce his name.
Yeah. Zurg.
And like, I do think it's interesting. I like the idea that he changes time and he goes backwards in time using the same concept, which that's the fantasy in this sci-fi for sure. That's impossible.
Yeah, like you backward forward in times is possible.
Yes.
We're
traveling forwards through time right now.
Yeah. Well, yes. You know what I mean. Like time travel in the sense of you traveling to the future is doable technically.
Mm.
As long as you have a vessel that can take you that speed. Going backwards in time, you have to do some fuckery. Because you would technically have to go faster than light. Because that's how that works.
Yeah.
It's relativity,
Mm-hmm.
is what it is.
So yeah, he managed to take the super crystal that for some reason, because it's stable, it never like runs out until he overuses it to go backwards in time.
Yeah, I think it's got like a life to it, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like a use limit.
Yeah.
So like him running it as far back as he could go, takes some of that, like it takes the energy out of it.
Yeah. And like I like that was what I thought was super interesting was it was like I liked that Buzz became his own enemy, and I liked the story that we got. It was all for the gem, and they're trying to save everybody. It's Buzz who's still on his like I'm focused on this mission mode, which is super interesting, especially because you get to see how times have changed and you get to compare the two. And it's great. It's interesting. I like the one question I have is though like Buzz. Two questions I have actually. One about Zurg is he manages to travel so far into the future that he was amazed by the technology that they had, but still manages to take over the ship and somehow manages to do whatever it is to make his own thing. So, like, that's the movie I would like to see next. I would love to see a Zurg movie where we get to see the Zurg origin story of him taking over the ship and then coming backwards in time.
I don't know if I need to see that.
Like, we don't need
Personally.
to. Like, we could make it a like a 15-minute short before the next Pixar movie. I don't know.
Maybe. Do miss the shorts at the beginning.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed that they haven't been doing that lately.
Well, I mean, they haven't been making it to theaters lately, so this is the first one that's made it to theaters in a little bit.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's the Zurg story, which is great. I like the stuff that they did there. My silly little nitpick about the dart thing. I loved like the first sequence with it where he's escaping the planet and the guy gets darted. It's like you got 5 minutes, and then he slowly puts together. Why do you have that? Wait, was that for me if I got out of line? I want to get going.
Yeah.
And then when it happens the second time with the older Socks and Zurg, it's like, you got 5 minutes. It's like, why? Because I like this version of you better.
Oh, I feel bad for that Socks, dude.
Yeah, he lost half his face and then was murdered.
So coldly.
Yeah. Traitor step.
Pretty much. God damn.
Yeah, and the
Okay,
thing...
I like the autopilots.
Yeah, the joke about which I think Ivan was probably the best part about this movie when it came to the progression of Buzz's character. Because even though Ivan has nothing to do, like, it's a character in its own way, but it's not really. But Buzz's slow progression of being okay with the autopilot, I think really helps.
It shows his development over time.
Yeah.
About things. So, no, it works really well. I also really liked the I liked the team figuring out their actual skills and stuff like that. Like Taika Waititi's like character figuring out that like, wait, I can think my way out of this situation.
I freaking loved the pen too. Like, it was the stupidest MacGuffin. I mean, not even MacGuffin.
How it
was
paid off.
Yeah.
It was
See the pen?
Okay, it
fine.
was
Deus Ex Machina.
No. It's the gun.
Chekhov's.
It was Chekhov's pen. 100%. Like, you know that, like, he shows it off and he's like, "Ooh, we got pens."
Mm.
You need a pen? Like, it is Chekhov's pen.
We need a tube or a wedge or something. I've got the pen. And he pops it open.
Yeah, works fucking perfect. Like, that was perfect.
And then the end of the movie with the new suits, he's like, you could use a pen. And then he finds it in his elbow. Like,
yeah. You know, that entire time he's checking just different parts and kind of poking to see if he finds it.
I think that's the hilarious part too, because he's so focused on that damn pen, and he doesn't they don't realize all the other stuff that they have on him, like the freaking invisibility screens.
Well, on top of that, you know that pen is actually super helpful to have, given that we see Lightyear literally survive an incident.
Yeah, by writing.
By writing on there.
Mm-hmm.
Which that was fucking dope to see him like to see him calculate all of that on the fly. Like that was one of those things where it's just like pilots actually have to learn to do that shit.
Hmm.
In those kind of scenarios. So it was like, damn, dude, that was actually fucking cool. Especially after just watching Top Gun and shit like that. Like to see cool pilot shit's always fucking cool. Um Yeah, no, I'm really blown away with the Zerg design. Like, dude, it's fucking cool. The suit.
Hmm.
It's so goddamn cool. Like the moment the cannon comes out and it makes the cannon shots.
Hmm.
Do, 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 do. I'm like, bro, okay, you guys perfectly encapsulated what you needed to do with this. Like 100%, it was exactly what was needed. Um, so like good job. Good job, Pixar. You knew exactly what to do with that fucking design. Um, I fucking almost started crying though, at Alicia,
Oh,
her
as
death.
she's aging and yeah, her passage and yeah, like I loved that, and I liked her message that she left him. Like that was really the key moment that changed Buzz there, because like he was noticing that she was living her life, but he never like realized that she was happy living the life she was living, even if they were stranded. And yeah,
Yeah.
I like this movie. Like I said, it's nice. I
Yeah,
wasn't
I don't get
agreeing.
why everyone's coming down so hard on it. Because like the fact that the IMDb score is a fucking 5.1 is stupid.
It's I think it's literally because people are directly comparing it to Toy Story. I brought that up. Like I said, people are vastly like not experiencing the movie the way it should be. They're like, this isn't Toy Story. Literally, I saw a review that said, I believe it was from the Washington Post, which really made me upset because I was like, that's a reputable like website kind of thing, and they they're like, Toy Buzz Lightyear is the saddest Toy Story that ever existed. It's like it's not a Toy Story. It's they completely missed the point.
Yes. Feel my ire.
Mhm.
Feel my ire whenever someone says that these movies need to be the same
Mhm.
or that they're too similar or not, whatever. See, okay, also criticizing that criticism right there.
Mhm.
Do you want movies to always be the same or not? Fucking Washington Post, because I'm guessing Washington Post has also complained about Marvel movies before.
That's
Um, I bet you. I would put money on it that someone has posted an article on the Washington Post that has complained about Marvel movies.
so. Let's see. When I type in the Washington Post and Marvel movies, um, I see. Please stop asking film directors about Marvel movies. And Marvel
Okay.
Studios is famous for its secrecy. How to understand the Marvel Cinematic Universe in 7 minutes.
Did you search it on Washington Post or no?
No, I searched Google.
Search it on the Washington Post.
Let's see. Washington search Marvel. Let's see. I don't really anything that's like directly for or against Marvel movies.
Oh, shocking.
Yeah, the only thing that kind of closely matches is the please stop asking film directors about Marvel movies. And their tagline is asking auteurs their opinions on the MCU is bad for everybody.
Well, yeah.
So I'm assuming they actually like the Washington Post generally likes Marvel movies.
Okay. Fair enough. I can be mistaken.
Yeah. Opinion. Marvel's movies needed a hero, so Marvel delivered.
I mean, let's be real. Movies were kind of shit during the 2000s up until that point, right? Like, we didn't have a lot of good movies between 2000 and 2008 that were action movies.
I don't know. Like, I agree with you and I disagree with you. Like, that's my nostalgic era, you know? Like, all of those movies were terrible, but they're so nostalgic.
Oh yeah, they're nostalgic as shit, but like I'll criticize all the fucking X-Men movies for not being great action movies and the Spider-Man movies. Like those all exist in that area. They're not great movies though.
Let's see, because other like 2000s action movies include 2006 was Casino Royale, and 2008 we had The Dark Knight.
Hey, yeah, I said up until 2008.
Uh,
2006, okay. Casino Royale, I wouldn't necessarily consider a great action movie.
the Bourne trilogy. Mission
Dude,
Impossible 1 through 3 was in the early 2000s.
okay, I can accept those answers.
V for
The
Vendetta.
Bourne trilogy, I think we both have a similar issue with the Bourne trilogy is that the action is so fucking just cut.
When I remember watching, like, I need to rewatch it as an adult. I remember watching it as like a teen in high school, like middle
I'm really
school, high school.
enjoying it.
Not really, actually.
Fair.
I thought it was overrated at the
enjoyed them.
time.
I enjoyed them, but like when I replay them in my head, I remember it being just like the action just cuts a lot, and I'm
Mhm.
like, oh yeah, that's not really a good thing.
That's a great movie. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Was it 300? Was in 2006. National Treasure 2004.
Neither of those I would consider good, like action movie. Obviously, 300 is an action movie, and National Treasure I want to consider an action movie. But like 300 isn't necessarily a great action movie.
Oh, the Chronicles of Riddick. Some of these are bad.
Some of them, Steven, most of what you've said have not been good.
The Matrix Reloaded was in 2003.
Steven, most of what you've said has not been good.
A lot of these movies are iconic. What was it? Planet of the Apes came out in 2001. The remake.
Steven, a lot of the movies that you've said have not been good. I'm just,
Mhm.
like I'm saying, they might be action movies or they might be good. But the cross section during that time were not many.
What movie is this? Have you ever seen 2007 movie called Shoot 'Em Up?
No.
I saw that movie in theaters. Terrible. It's so funny. I think we're gonna have to watch it one of these days.
Fuck. All right, do we have any more spoiler stock?
Let's see. Spoilers. Talk spoilers. Oh, not that I can think of.
Hit the button.
Yeah, let's hit the button.
Can I start off with news with the one article, the one thing I had?
Yeah, go for it.
Craven the Hunter is no longer Craven the Hunter, and Sony's fucking Craven the Hunter.
He's Raven the Animal Lover.
Oh, God.
Let's see here.
What is Sony doing, dude? Just stop.
Yeah, it's that whole like they don't have any original Spider-Man ideas, so they're making Spider-Man villain movies instead. Let's see. Yeah, according to this article from Forbes, their literal first headline, the first line in this article is Sony, in its quest to continue to make the most absolutely baffling superhero movies possible, is making some major changes to Kraven the Hunter.
It doesn't make sense, yo. Like, Kraven the Hunter is Kraven the Hunter. So, like, making him a naturalist kind of person doesn't make sense. He's out there to kill the biggest game out there. He literally wears a fucking lion's head skin as his fucking jacket. I'm sorry. He's not an animal lover. Maybe a lover in the sense that he, respects them, right? But, like, he's a hunter. That is what he is. So, like, what the fuck, Sony?
Mm-hmm. Like literally, the Forbes article here is, um, in this post Morbius era, we're barreling towards a fresh new batch of beams with Craven. Um, Craven is being described as an animal lover who protects the natural world. And I'm sorry, an animal lover? A protector of the natural world? Are you sure you don't mean murderer and pillager? Because he wears a tiger face split in half on his chest. Let's see. It says here that it's believed that they're going to be turning Craven into a poison ivy for animals. And he'll be hunting down poachers and protecting endangered animals.
Oh, it's so lame. That sounds so lame.
Kind of does. See, he'll be hunting the most dangerous game, all right. Hunters. He's Craven the Hunter.
Dude, oh my God. Just Sony needs to stop. Yo, you can't do it. You can't make good movies with these characters. I'm sorry. Like, the fact your best movie was Venom Let There Be Carnage.
I would barely say that's their best movie. It's still shit.
Out of the ones that they've done for the live action recently.
Yeah, recently, sure.
Like, and the other two they've done are below that on our list. Like, Morbius was bad, yo. Like, come on. Just stop. No one wants Craven the fucking... Oh, God, no one wants this. Who is this for? Like, I get that, like, maybe you're trying to be like, hey, hunting bad and stuff like that. I get it. Okay, sure.
I think
you're trying
that's
to be...
the main point, yeah.
I can get it, but at the same time, that's not Craven then.
I mean, I got nothing on that. Like, I can't say who or what is for what, but still. I get you. They've changed the character a little too much to make it still be the same character. Okay, other news, unless there's anything else you want to talk about when it comes to Craven.
No, I've said my piece.
I found a couple of other things really fast before I talk about the stuff that I put up on Discord. First thing, a lot of people are talking about the new Matilda musical movie that's coming out. Because that's a thing if you didn't know. And people are criticizing their choice for one of the characters because they chose a skinny woman and put her in a fat suit to play a fat character.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. So they're, according to a lot of people, especially this one specifically from metro.co.uk, so the UK news articles, they are saying that doing this and continuing to put skinny people in fat suits when there are over plus-sized actors and actresses already is dehumanizing to plus-sized people. So, inclusion's important, even if it's just for body positivity.
Yeah, I can agree to that.
Yeah. Another thing to talk about is, according to Variety, Percy Jackson is getting a TV series on Disney+. So they're remaking the Percy Jackson movies into a TV series. And, they're excited because they have
last
new
time
cast
they did
members.
a book series, it went so well.
Yeah.
Isn't that right, Artemis?
Is that the House with the Clocks on the Walls? Or
was that another one that they did? I can't remember.
What was that? Like, didn't we watch one on Disney Plus about like time stuff not that long ago?
Wrinkle in Time?
No. Yes.
Yeah, it came out before Artemis.
Oh,
Artemis was the first Disney Plus book adaptation they've done. Oh man, that was a real joy. we got there. We reviewed that month, didn't we? Hold on. Yeah, Artemis Fowl. We did Maze Runner with it, and I gave it a 2.
And Artemis Fowl. Yeah. Artemis Fowl wasn't very good.
Oh,
Let's
it was
see.
not.
I'm trying to see if there's anything else Twitter-wise really fast here, and I see nothing. So then the 3 articles that I want to talk about then. Just to throw it out here, Chris Evans says that he is far more likely to return as a variant of Johnny Storm than he would be to return as Captain America.
Which would be fantastic.
Absolutely. I would love to see. I mean, like if we were to do what they've already set up, of course, John Krasinski is going to be Mr. Fantastic.
I don't want that.
I agree, and I especially agree because with John Krasinski, you're automatically getting Emily Blunt, so they would probably make her Susan Storm, and then we'd have
like just cast new people in those roles.
I
Like
agree.
cast fresh faces, like they always do. Okay.
I've been seeing a lot of memes lately of like the anime Terminator walking through the classroom and the schoolgirl hiding behind the desk, like, oh my goodness. And the Terminator is Marvel movies, and the oh my goodness girl is the few remaining actors in Hollywood.
Just
Yeah.
fresh faces.
It'd be nice. I mean, the Hollywood is specifically designed to focus around people we know, so it's hard to be like a breakout star.
Yeah, but like, come on.
Like what was it? I think, and the sad part is like the stupid movies that really get like the breakout stars are like Borat 2, where the lady playing his daughter was one of the best actors we've seen in recent history because she's just really going for it with stupid Borat, but she hasn't been in any other movies since that.
I think she got hired onto something.
Did she?
Yeah, hold on, let me pull it up.
Okay, yeah, I see stuff here. He is hired on for a movie
Yes,
called
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yeah, and she's also working on The Bubble that's coming. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so good for her. She's finally getting another role. That's nice. And I'm talking about the lady's name is Maria Bakalova, I believe. I can't pronounce names. Okay. Other movie news to talk about. Fun. I thought this was funny. Stephen Colbert of the Late Night Show. His team got arrested in the U.S. Capitol because they were filming without permission in the Capitol.
Yeah.
I think that's hilarious. And a little late for them to be kind of enforcing that kind of policy, but whatever. Absolutely, yeah. So, yeah, there's that. And then the last thing, the thing I'm actually most excited about is Avatar The Last Airbender is getting 3 animated movies. So, like, we're getting the live action adaptation. We have through Netflix, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. But now they're going to do 3 animated movies. I believe one is based off of the Avatar Kyoshi. If it's not Kyoshi herself, it's the Kyoshi Warriors. I know that much. The second movie is about Zuko. And then the third movie is going to be a Korra movie. So I'm actually really excited for that. I really like Avatar.
It'll be interesting.
Absolutely. And I believe that's it for the news. Unless you have anything else you want to talk about.
I have next week's movies.
All right. What are we watching next week, Dev?
Watching Crank and Crank 2.
Oh, God.
To see if Mom and Dad was similar enough or not. Steven, the problem is Mom and Dad was 4 weeks ago.
Yes, it was. But we're still doing this. We decided to say fuck it. And there's nothing interesting the week afterwards that we could like kind of swoop into or anything. So it's fine.
No, because Thor is like 2 weeks after.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a hard time figuring out what the hell we're doing next month.
Yeah. We're not going to theaters that first week, I'm telling you that.
Or the third week, probably.
Yeah, no. No, we are not.
Yeah, let's not go to the theaters those weeks. Let's save some money.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, 3 weeks of that month, we probably won't go out to theaters.
But there's only 4 weeks. And 2 of them have movies.
Oh, no. Shut up. I'm talking about like, oh, wait, what? When's that come out now? Oh, that's okay. Sorry, this is actually there.
But still, we have Thor and Nope next month. Those are 2 movies in theaters.
Okay, fuck off.
Has Bullet Train really been put back a week?
I'm looking at it right now.
Release date August 5th. Okay. Yep, push back a week. Interesting. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, that's it. That's all she wrote. We're done here. Has the jury reached a verdict? I'm just kidding. Okay. So we're done.
Hopefully.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Like, comment, subscribe, review, all that fun stuff. Yeah, I don't know how you're going to end this show, so I'll see you later. Everyone have a good day. Bye.
I don't know, getting electrocuted. I don't fucking know, man. I watched Cranked in fucking forever. What the fuck am I supposed to end the show with on this week? I'm Jason Statham. You're all getting fucked. Bruv.